Hey guys, it's Justin to give another channel update. This is probably the 10th time I've recorded this video, but I finally think I've got all the issues that I had hammered out, and I can do my thing. I put up a video a little while ago, the final review for the Thunderbolt Zaku. I meant to put this was going to go before that, but I hit some technical difficulties and I couldn't upload it because it didn't record about 5 times. So where have I been? That's the biggest thing I wanted to cover here is that I've been super swamped. I currently am working seasonal full time at a photography company as a portrait photographer, and it's awesome. I love it. The hours are ridiculous. The pay is really good, and it's just a really cool job. So I've been ridiculously busy with that. I'm talking like almost 50 to 60 hours a week every week. They vary, but like one morning I got up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I didn't get home until about 6. That's how much I've been working. Um, but I even get paid for my drive time, which is awesome. And it's just a really cool job, and I've really been enjoying it. Summer actually got the same job, so we're both tag teaming it and trying to save some money and hopefully move out, which means that I'll be able to do a little bit more as far as updating is concerned. But that's the big thing. I've just been really busy with work, and then I was gonna paint a couple weeks ago, and I would have had the Tallgeese video out for you by now. But we had that tropical storm, and that messed a whole lot of stuff up. So I couldn't paint then. The weather's been pretty crappy off and on. It seems like it only happens on the weekends when I want to do stuff. But it's not that big of a deal. I got a little bit of time in last weekend. I might try and squeeze some time in tonight if I can find the time. Like I have to go cook dinner here in a little bit, and watch the baby and all that. But normal stuff. I'm midway through reformatting my channel. This is going to be sort of the first video that's been slightly reformatted. So, um, nothing super different. I'm just trying a new recording method. Um, and a couple little things you might notice. My logo is right here, right there. I'm going to try and include that on future videos. There's no real reason for it. I just think it might be cool to do. Um, I have a ton of Tutorial Tuesday videos coming. I might try and record a couple more for the weathering segment that I've done. I've basically recorded everything I think that I could do, or that I'm qualified enough to explain, I guess, and maybe I'll go back and do a couple more. Like there's some other methods to do a couple different things that I might be able to record and throw those up there too. I don't know yet. Um, I have some other backlogged videos, stuff like that. Um, but then after all that stuff is pushed out, I'm going to start putting out more uh, new content in the new format. So basically my goal is to get all the old stuff out the door, get that to you guys, and then spend any of my downtime while those videos are queued up creating more fresh content, better content, better looking content, better presentation, things like that. I'm working on a couple things in the background. I've got a couple like personal projects going on. I'll get into those another time, when they're a little closer to being ready. Some of them are like really, really big projects that I'm working on, and some of them are not so big, just little things here and there. But I want to make sure that something is in a showable, presentable state before I fully announce what I'm doing and get into it. But I'm working on a lot on the channel and a lot off the channel, so I'm trying to kind of spread myself a little bit so that there's a reason to check more than just the YouTube channel, because usually my social media consists of the same stuff that's on the YouTube channel, just in picture form or in text form, things like that. So I'd like to create some stuff for the other channels that I can't really do here, so not video stuff, but still Gunpla related. I think that's pretty much it. I've been kind of hammering out some stuff. I received this from Double O Gundam Reviews, or Ed, as a lot of you know him, Jordan. He sent me the GM Cardigan and a Zaku Mariner, and I snapped this guy up and I started doing some scribing on him. No, come on. It's not going to do it. Anyway, you can see that I've scribed some lines here on the shoulders. I've done some stuff on the top, in the back, and then basically just this arm, the chest. The chest scribes are going to get erased. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I've enjoyed doing it. It's been a blast to kind of experiment and play with, but I think the scribes are a little sloppy. And the other thing is I'm using this old scribing set that Dave gave me. And it's some of the scribers are fantastic. They work great. A couple of them are a little beaten up. But I recently went ahead and purchased about 6 or 7 of these guys. These are the MadWorks chisels, and they've come very highly recommended. I got them in sizes. I didn't get every size. There's a few that I skipped because I knew I wasn't going to use them. Like, I didn't get a .005. There was no sense in getting a scriber that small because I knew that I wasn't going to use it. So I tried to stay in like odd increments. I got a .1, a .3, a .5. I think I got a .6 maybe. 0.1, 0.3, 0.5. Then there's 8, 1, and 1.5 and 2. So, like, I don't think I'm going to use a 2mm ever, like, very rarely, but I feel like I would use a 2 more than I would use a .001 or whatever. Now, I've also got these. I don't think these are going to work for... I don't think these are going to work for... no, they're definitely not. For these are the BMC chisel handles. I think I am going to order some BMCs in a couple weeks. Just so I can try them and compare. I do want to do some reviews and show off the differences. I also picked up some of this 3mm guide tape from Haiku Parts. All their stuff is fantastic, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. And I'm basically going to try and step my scribing game up a little bit. I want to sort of do a kit bash. I want to sort of detail something up. Another thing I got, which is part assembled, this is the RG Sinanju. This thing is really nice. I have a handful of issues with it so far, and I think I might actually do a review on it just because I'm so wishy-washy with it. Like, it's a really cool kit. It's really solid. I don't care what that mecha guy, Kotsu, or whatever his name is, said about it. It's a really nice, solid kit. I really think that a lot of what this, at least up to this point, a lot of what this kit is sort of what the RG line should have been, or, you know, what it should continue on as. But there's a lot of things that I think go against what the RG line should be. Like, it's really, really plain. There's no detail on this kit, like, at all. It's basically the high grade, with some extra gimmicks and a frame. So far, like I said. But every single piece has been super tight, and I really like it, the way that it's constructed. It's really cool, and I like the way they use the Mark II frame. A lot of people were salty about that. But the Mark II is probably one of the most solid RGs in the entire RG line, so why not use, you know, your most solid frame to build a kit with? It's a no-brainer. But anyway, I'll save that for the review if I decide to do it. If not, I'll just kind of hit on my highs and low points when I start working on the kit, because I do have some plans I want to do with it. A lot of involving scribing and things like that, but we'll get into that later. So this has gone on for more than long enough. I'm going to continue. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep putting videos out. Tutorial Tuesday, I might pick things up a little bit and maybe knock out a video a week, hopefully. I'm not going to promise anything yet. I can say with certainty, as of the recording date, because I'm not going to be online for a couple days, I'm sure. There won't be, like I said, as of recording date, this probably will change, or definitely going to change. No, it's definitely going to change. So when you see this video, there will be a tutorial video the next week, and then I'm just going to put one out the next week and the next week instead of putting one out every other week, just so I can get the old content gone. I've straightened up my workspace a little bit, still need to do a little bit of work with that, but once I get that all squared away, I will be able to start recording the new stuff, and I can start working on some cooler stuff and showing you guys more of what I'm doing. I haven't really done a whole lot. I've been snapping some stuff. I showed you the cardigan that I was playing with. I snapped up this high-grade Exia that Shinjui sent me. Go check him out. I found all the pieces to the GM Custom, which is probably my favorite GM variant. I'm not crazy about the colors, but really cool looking. And I even found this guy, which I thought I had given away or lost or something. My GM Barrage. I didn't know I still had it. I was going through some boxes in my garage and I found it, and there he is. Other things include a high-grade Barbados, whatever you want to call it. I'm attempting to practice color modulation. You probably can't see that. I tried to put like a brown down and it turned black looking. And then I did my V-fin in red and then went over it with yellow, but that turned like a brown and it looked really ugly, so I might strip that and redo those with actual orange. We'll see. But that's all I got, so sorry for rambling, and thank you guys for sticking around. Hopefully all the newcomers have enjoyed all the content that I've put out and continue to enjoy that content. I will be continuing to put more stuff out soon, so please bear with me. I've got plenty of stuff, plenty of ideas, and I'm going to try and get you guys all kinds of cool stuff. You know how I like to do tutorials is my thing right now. But I'm going to try and pick up some whips. Maybe when I start this next Tall Geese project, I will be able to start doing some whips on it and show you guys what I'm up to. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon. I promise. Things are not dead here. I'm just swamped with work. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you later.